What exactly is a concussion? A concussion is a traumatic brain injury that is caused by a blow to the head or body that causes the brain to jar and shake inside the skull. This can cause the brain to bruise, blood vessels to break, the nerves to tear. What are side effects of concussions? The most common side effects of concussions are headaches, confusion, and amnesia. Depending on the severity of the concussion, nausea, dizziness, loss of balance, and depression can also be problematic. Symptoms can last for days or even possibly weeks.
When discussing sports medicine in Pittsburgh, we look to world-renowned neurosurgeon Dr. Joseph Maroon. Dr. Maroon has done extensive research on the brain and the effects of concussions. Dr. Maroon is quoted on his Facebook page stating that in the United States, the number of sports-related concussions is very conservatively estimated at 3,000 per year. The likelihood of a concussion in contact sports is thought to be as high as 19% per season, almost 1 out of every 5 athletes. The likelihood of an athlete suffering concussion is 3 times more likely if the athlete has had 1 prior concussion, and 8 times more likely if the athlete has had 2 prior concussions.
According to ESPN's Sports Science, quote, in an impact lasting just 15 milliseconds, a player's head on average experiences almost 100 Gs of force. In the NFL, the average speed of a head-to-head impact is 20 miles per hour. This 15 millisecond impact is the equivalent of getting hit in the head with a sledgehammer, end quote. Studies have shown that repeated concussions from head-to-head contact can result in CTE later in life. CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy. CTE has been known to affect boxers since the 1920s. Brain degeneration has shown symptoms such as impaired judgment, impulse control problems, aggression, depression, and progressive dementia. Recently, CTE has been confirmed in former football players who have had repetitive brain trauma or multiple concussions, including Pittsburgh's very own Tony Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett attended Hopewell High School in Aliquippa, PA. After a great high school career, many thought he would attend college at Penn State, but decided to play college football at Pittsburgh University for coach Johnny Majors. Tony Dorsett gained over 1,000 yards in each of his 4 seasons, won the 1976 Heisman Trophy, and played a contributing part in the 1977 Sugar Bowl. Tony Dorsett went on to play 11 seasons in the NFL, 10 of which were with the Dallas Cowboys, and his last year with the Denver Broncos. He won the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and after an amazing career, was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame.
Matt delivers it to Tony. Oh, look out, he's got the corner. Touchdown, Dorsett. Oh.
Let's take a look at a few of the helmets Tony wore during his career. Head injuries are one of the biggest risks of playing football when players run at high speeds and collide with one another. Head-to-head contact at times is inevitable. In 1910, the first helmet was produced to help protect the head of football players. Padding used inside the helmets and the structure of the helmet has evolved over the years. In Tony's career, the helmets he has worn have been designed to absorb more shock, but were still unable to completely prevent concussions.
Tony Dorsett recently did an interview with ESPN discussing his CTE diagnosis.
My memory, it's getting worse and worse as the days go by. My short-temperedness, I'm really short-tempered. It gets worse.
Today we have Mr. Miller from Propel Montour.
Mr. Bryan, can you tell us a little bit about your football career?
Yes, I can. I played high school football for Carlington Cougars. Then I took a little time off when I went to college. And then I came back from college and played for the Pittsburgh Colts, which is a local semi-professional football team.
Tell us about your experience with football and concussions.
I have actually had a few concussions. I had 2 of them, which were undiagnosed concussions, which means basically I went to the doctors too late, about a week too late, and they told me that they could not find any actual signs on my CT scan that could diagnose me as a concussion.
Do you have any advice for young, aspiring football players?
I would say the best advice I could give a young athlete is to learn the fundamentals. Start young, learn the correct form to do everything, and the sky's the limit from there. Thank you very much.
With all the recent studies, many parents are reconsidering allowing their children to play football. The impact of football on kids has yet to be documented. That leaves the question, should parents allow their children to play America's game?